I wanted to take the opportunity that, we're all together today, and I hear agents all year long tell our leadership team how much they appreciate you, how wonderful you are, how you affect their business, how you affect their days. And so I was able to gather some of those folks together just to tell you personally how much they appreciate you. So take a listen.
I'm Jesse Peterson. I'm out of Polk County, and I just want to say I've enjoyed so much working with our reviewing brokers. Everybody from Cheryl Fong to Brian Renberg to even when Amanda Bargaro was my reviewing broker. If I had any questions, they were answered within minutes, depending on whatever it was and how crazy the deal was. And I didn't have to question on whether or not I would have some place to go to get some answers. And also felt comfortable being able to make big decisions on behalf of my clients that I'd never made before, because I had a reviewing team behind me saying, you're doing good, you're doing it right, and here's how to do it. So the whole time I had complete confidence there. And then anytime I've called in to talk about finances or payments or anything like that, or have to adjust or work through any issues within the business end of my own business with PPG, I've had no problem getting a hold of anybody or getting a response from anybody. They've always been quick to respond, even just with a message. So I've been incredibly grateful knowing that, rest assured, whatever happens in my business, I'm going to be taken care of by my brokerage. I've never felt left out on a limb. And then I've been able to work with the marketing department a lot, especially with the new logo, new brand design. When I see my new signs up in our community, it makes me very proud. They look sharp, they look clean. But better than that, anytime I've interacted with Roland or Robin or anybody else on the marketing team, they've been quick to act. I think our marketing is incredible and impressive. I also think that it's at a price point that other brokerages can't even come close to. And when I'm talking to other agents, it's an easy sell point, and they're like, this looks amazing. I just did a 24-page booklet for one of my listings, and quite a few people walked in and said, I've never seen any other agent do this for a home. And I said, well, it's my first time too. And so I tried it out, and it was incredible. I'll use this services all day, every day for all of my marketing because it's super, super easy. And they take the guesswork out of how am I going to make this look great, and then also how do I present myself to my own community, and the face that puts on it is incredible. So I'm just really, really grateful for the marketing team all around for how quick and how fast they've been to help me out in my business.
It's really hard to find a specific person here at Premier Property Group to be able to thank. And honestly, from the start, Brinley and the transition team, when I first started from here, having come from several other agencies, she was amazing. She made the transition great. Sitting down and talking to Jeff, there's so many things to be thankful for. Talking to Jeff Wyron and talking about the culture and just the interactions with him and everything that he's done, to, person that I use pretty much on every single transaction with, Barbara Stimmel, and having her be the transaction coordinator and take all of that paperwork off, whether it's marketing. And it's so hard to thank a specific individual because there's so many people here, to be thankful for, that make my life a lot easier, and make me want to bring more people here and stay here. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you to Rachel and the people at the front desk every single day that we see people, and Sarah, and just the interactions of the executive team and the marketing team and everybody here. It's amazing to be a part of this culture, and I just want to say thank you.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Culver, and I just wanted to give an awesome shout out to Jason. I was having a horrible day about a month and a half ago, and it was a transaction based, and Jason went out of his way to talk to me, comfort me, and say that I am a good realtor and that I'm doing a great job, and gave me a good bear hug. And it was just one of those moments where it was genuine, it was real, it was authentic. And I think that's really important when you are with a group and a team, is sometimes we're vulnerable and sometimes we're sad and we're humans, right? And he brought that humanity into it, and that's why we're such a strong culture here at Premier Property Group.
Okay, when I look at my business and think What it's comprised of, I would say a large part of the support systems that I get from PPG team members. There's probably, well, there isn't a segment of my business where I don't benefit from the people at PPG. I look at the reviewing broker team, for example, and even though I've been in this business 47 years on the Oregon side and 20-some in the Washington side, I frequently say, okay, these still the rules, could you review this paperwork? I look at that and I think of other companies where they have one reviewing broker across the state. How do you compare to that? I don't know if, even as a staff member, if you realize how much we agents appreciate all the reviewing brokers. So if I have a rental question, I can talk to Jason. If I have a commercial question, I would talk to Greg Whistler. For an agent to have a support system like that, that's incredibly valuable. I look at Sarah and think of all the different staff members I interact with in the course of a day. I think she's got a real innate ability to pick top quality staff members. There isn't a staff member I haven't interacted with, met, asked help from that hasn't gone above and beyond. And I credit Sarah with that ability, that knack to pick people who are just highest quality. You know, starting from Jeff, where as busy as he is, if his door is open, I've stopped in and asked him reviewing broker questions. And he's taken the time to answer. And I know she had something to do with voice and him coming here as well. I look at the different departments that we have. You know, I look up in just the office directors, whether it's Michelle here, who I had a meeting room I was supposed to meet in, and then there was someone already there. And I said, well, I think there's someone in the meeting. She says, oh, I'll take care of that. She says, I was a bouncer once. I can go to the Sunnyside office where Kim is, and you know, as a transaction coordinator, as the office manager, she's got incredible insight and always entertaining, a lot of fun, very informative, and just always willing to help, just way above and beyond. Education with Colleen, with Lisa, and the fact that I can get education online, and I know they've all had something to do with that. And accounting, and I think of Lori and Brandon, and if I have questions like year-end, I've had tax questions, I've had answers right away. I've had times where I've said, hey, I've got a seller who's withdrawn the listing and they've reimbursed me for marketing expenses. She says, we'll take care of it. It was taken care of before I even left the office. Stephanie up there in Washington with all the responsibilities she's having, how they're always shifting, she's always learning and rooting and training. If I've got people I've got interested, I want to talk to about PPG. I look at the marketing materials and the training that we get to share with people the benefits of PPG. And it's just phenomenal. You know, if I weren't here, I'd want to be here. I look at Colleen in Washington, where as you know, office director there, she's always got answers. I've texted her once to say, hey, I need someone to do this, who do you have? And before I could put my phone down, I swear this is true, before I put my phone down, she responded, talk to this guy, talk to this guy, talk to this guy. And I just about laughed because she was just so, not that I expect that quick a response, but when you get one, you just kind of shake your head in amazement. I think of Jason Lavery. With rental property, I got a client that's thinking about selling a home or wants to rent it out rather than sell it. If they can't sell it, I've been able to stop in, and he's just been an incredible resource. Well, I can't say enough for David with all his, I call it technical genius, you know, that are helped us to set up with that. You know, just questions I have, I've emailed and said, what about this? And say, yeah, we're working on this, we're working on that. They're always kind of one step ahead, and I look at the toolkit and think back in the days where people wouldn't believe that it once was a couple file folders with a few resources. Lisa with Circle of Giving, someone who has a real heart for others, whether it's her volunteering, it's her leadership, it's following by example. It's just great to be able to share with clients and other agents we're recruiting. Here's what our company is doing. And I think that's in a large part has to do with Lisa. The biggest struggle I have is there are so many staff members that I haven't even begun to mention who, whether it's you walk in the office and they say hello, they're friendly, they're upbeat, they're engaging, and for an agent, for a client that comes in the office, I can change their day. So I know there's a lot of staff and team members that are just like that, even if I didn't mention by name, I want to say, hey, thanks. Every time I interact, you're doing a phenomenal job. I leave more encouraged than when I came, and I'm excited to be a PPG agent.
Hi, I'm Gabriella Canziora. I've been with PPG since May of 2015, so it's coming up on 10 years that I've been here. I absolutely love this company, everything the management does for us. I feel very welcome all the time and appreciated. One of my colleagues that really stands out to me is Lindsay Culver. And she and I go way back before I was a realtor. She happened to be working with the realtor I worked with to sell properties and buy properties back in the early 2000s. And she has been a true friend in this company. She does a lot for PPG and brings out the best in you when you talk with her. And I've always enjoyed so much her contribution to our branch here and to the company overall. PPG has a lot of heart. It's a company that is high integrity and does a lot for the realtors and for our community. I'm very, very happy to be here.
I think it's important to say that it really starts from the top and works its way down. Okay, so Jeff Warren, the president of Premier Property Group, not only does he give great classes, but during a class, a very specific moment where he's helped me, during a class I had some questions that had nothing to do with the class. It was about database management. And Jeff said to email him or give him a call, whatever it was, and I did it. The next day, he calls me back and we're on the phone for about 20 minutes, him asking me a bunch of questions, not telling me what I should do, helping me decide what I should do, him knowing the answers to most of those questions, which is really great, and took away the fear I have that I have to be high-tech like everyone else who I think is successful in the business. Well, Jeff made me comfortable with me being me, doing my database the way I will actually do it, and I love it. I'm actually using 2 different systems efficiently, and it works for me, and all my business right now is 100% referrals. And that's from his help. Another thing to work now on the other end of it, further down, Barbara Roach, I probably call or text her every day. Probably too much, but she's always quick to respond or ask me if it can wait for an hour, whatever, and always gives me great help, happy to help, sometimes answers the same question in a month 3 times. She really makes sure I understand it if I'm repeating the question. And it's just wonderful working with her. And down a little bit further down the food chain is the marketing team. I just love them. They respond so quick. I don't even know who's going to respond sometimes, but they respond quickly and they're very helpful, and I would never think of using anybody but them.
Well, PPG is my first brokerage, and I can almost guarantee it'll be my last. I have had the pleasure of coming in at a time, being able to work with Jeff Wyron directly in mentorship, and really the biggest thing for me that I contribute to being successful in real estate is the mentorship from the executive staff down. The support that I've received from marketing to our office directors, office managers, it's just been phenomenal. My wife, when we go to any company event, my wife is excited to go, which probably is not the normal for people. So it speaks a lot to the culture that's being developed here, and I can probably state a million different times the staff has helped me through a lot of stuff, but being able to call the marketing team and go through specifics on what you want to see and what you want to see in the future, being able to actually talk to someone. I'm just very grateful to be here and very grateful to be a part of the culture and hopefully contributing something back myself.
Oh, we have Michelle. We have Michelle in front of us. Roland makes us all look pretty. First interaction with Roland, oh my gosh. This kid doesn't only get it, he gets it. I mean, he hits it out of the park. Service, skill level. Where did we find him? Clone him. He's great. He's great. But that's everybody here. That's everybody here. You know, there's no levels. We're just all working together, part of the process, and the process speaks for itself. I can't, couldn't imagine, I couldn't imagine working for any other company or that company being a part of my business. And I think that's the key. They help us as brokers really, really look good. And I mean, it starts with unlocking the door in the morning. Your interaction in the coffee room, it's, gosh, it's just family.
So I wanted to thank you, first of all, for the opportunity to talk about some of the best people in the industry who really stand behind the agents at Premier Property Group. Coming in from the very beginning of PPG in July 1st of 2009, I have seen the company grow in a lot of people that make it possible to be a success as an agent. And it's been really interesting from the very beginning. Every time when I started, there were 5 agents. I was the 5th agent to start with PPG on July 1st. But every time we added 50 agents, we would add another staff person. There was a really big commitment by the management of PPG to make sure that the agents were well represented and backed up. And so today that continues with 11 reviewing principal brokers. I happen to have Barbara Roach, who I think has about 50 years in the business. And the reviewing broker team is led by Cheryl Fong, who has been recognized in the industry as being one of the best reviewing brokers. And I've also worked with her, love her. And so having that partnership with the reviewing brokers, what's really interesting, maybe your reviewing broker isn't available, and maybe you're in a meeting on a Saturday at 9 o'clock and your client has a question. I just put it into the PPG Connect, and all of a sudden I have 2 or 3 brokers who are responding, and that's pretty impressive.
During my first couple years here, market was super busy, didn't have a whole lot of time to come into the office. Over the last 2.5 years, as the market has shifted, found ourselves looking for a little extra motivation and wanting to come into the office more. And one particular person, our president, Jeff Wyron, every time coming in, the conversations that we had really inspired us, motivated us to want to continue to thrive in this market, and really found that extremely beneficial. I would say one of the big benefits of being at Premier Property Group has been our marketing department. My assistant and myself were trying to design a listing packet to really focus on the listing side of our business. And we teamed up with our marketing department and made a stellar packet that really captivated everything we were looking for. And that was definitely one of our bright moments that we had here.
Hey, I'm Sean Barwig, and I just wanted to share my positive experience. I want to give a shout out to Michelle at the front desk and my transaction coordinator. She has made my life so easy, making sure that all of the paperwork is filled out on time, right signatures, and I'm just super thankful for Michelle and all of the TC staff here at Premier Property Group.
Just want to thank you guys all for an amazing 2024. We couldn't have done it without you. the list of accomplishments and achievements and what we've done is not something I could ever begin to rattle off in this short, quick video. But wow, the things we've done, and we couldn't have done it without all of us rowing in the same direction and really unifying to accomplish so much. So thank you, and I couldn't be more excited for 2025.
Each of you truly makes such a big impact on who PPG is. Every single one of you plays an important role that we need to be who we are. So thank you all so much for making this such a great place to come to work every day. Keep it up. Here's to a wonderful 2025.
Hi, I'm Casey. Green, like the color. Okay, well, first off, I used to do this job. Like, I was part of PPG operations, and I was probably the best that ever lived. No one's ever given me that title officially, but I feel like that's the word on the street. And I know that because I remember one of my performance reviews when I was the front desk office manager here at Lake Oswego. And they said the entire company said the nicest things about me. Like, she doesn't even know how to change the toner, and she's never at her desk. How is she gonna help if she's never at her desk? And she talks so much, and I was like, yeah, God, I'm nailing this. Anyway, as good as I was at that job, like, I gotta be honest, I've worked with some of you guys, Kim, my gosh, obviously Sarah, Lisa. I've known some of you guys for like a decade. That's insane. And the magic that is this team just keeps getting better and better and better. I remember when Steve walked into the front office and said, man, should I hire this one or this one for the marketing department? And I was like, this one. And he was like, they're both so great, let's do both. And he did. And then they were great. And then I met Leon. And like Leon just took it to a whole new level. And that's kind of the theme of PPG's operations staff. Like, every time there's someone magical and amazing and somebody who just gets it done and absolutely kills it. I'm gonna ignore this for you guys. And absolutely kills it. You guys just keep getting better and better and better and more like magical and sweeter. You make me so happy every single time I'm around. So thank you for all that you do, and thank you for always supporting me and my team and our chaos. And we couldn't do anything that we do without you guys. So thank you.